Hello and welcome to this new video. Before we start, I wanted to say a few things. First of all, thank you for 389 subscribers, so close to 400 already. And thank you for all the support, all the nice comments, all the good fights. It is amazing to do videos, because first I just did them because there were not many good frigate videos on YouTube. But now I really enjoy doing it, and I wanted to say thank you for everybody who is supporting me. Then I wanted to say that I have lots of stock footage, so I will produce more videos in the future, like once a week instead of once every 2 weeks, to work on that stock footage, because I already have lots of plans for the future and I don't want my videos to be out of date as soon as they drop already. Okay, that's all. I think we should check the fit of this Punisher. It has been such a fun ship to fly. I called it bait, question mark, because often you see bait Punishers. But in this case, it is actually a full DPS brawling blaster Punisher, with 4 light neutron blasters, AB and a web. Sometimes I switch the web for a scram, depending on the situation, and I also have 3 different ammo types, of course. I have 2 magnetic field stabilizers, a plate, an overdrive to compensate a bit for the slower speed. You could say that's counter-intentional, but without it it's 100 meters per second slower, and I like the higher speed. And a coating. Then I have a T2 burst orator and 2 more armor rigs. This puts me at crazy almost 300 DPS, and when I overheat, 340 with Void, which is ridiculous for a T1 frigate. The AB, 969 meters per second. Overheated I get to 1.2, which is quite nice for a Punisher. And yeah, the rest is passive tank. Just blast them to pieces before they realize they are not pointed. The total of the fit is 7.7 million, which is not too much, to be honest. You have lots of fitting space left, so you could go with T2 max staffs, which give you even more DPS, like 20 more DPS. But that increases the price a lot, and I like to keep it cheap. So I went with the compact ones. So that's the fit. I'd say we go and check out the fights. In this first fight, I am sliding in on a Catalyst, and a Molus Navy landed outside at the same time. Luckily the Catalyst warps off, and I reload to Void to shoot the Molus Navy issue. It lands, I immediately approach it, prop mod on. I had reloaded from null to Void in the meantime, and now I lock him and put maximum damage on him. And here you already see 340 DPS just wrecks. 3 volleys and his armor is gone. He immediately drops into hell. He's nuding me quite heavily, and he doesn't put my drones on me because he's so shocked by how much damage I do that he even forgets to shoot me. Now he starts shooting me, but he's already dead. That's so quick. Pilots mostly don't even notice that they are not pointed. Here's the kill me. He actually had a really good fit. And I killed his pot. Sorry, mate. Next fight, I am sliding in on another Punisher, and I expect him to be the usual full tank Punisher with 16k EHP. So I will just approach and blast him with Void. I am a bit curious what he's gonna do, because he's just flying away from me, not locking me, not shooting me. Now that I'm in range, I just start shooting, wondering what he's doing. It seems he is still shooting the NPC. Now he locks me, and he starts shooting back. I dropped web for some reason, and forget to reapply it. But he's melting quickly, and I still have all my armor left. Finally, I remembered to put the web back on him. Keep shooting, he's already in hell. He armor wraps a bit, but before he can do any more damage, he's going down. He also was T1 blaster fit, so yeah, sorry mate. Okay, in this next fight I am waiting inside the Plex, and Pro Fleetishi is sliding in on me. I immediately click keep at range at 1000 kilometers, spam lock, and as soon as I lock him, put the maximum damage on him again. Half shields on 1 volley. He is 2 dual nude fit, so he's doing a lot of damage. But I'm doing more damage, and he can't nuke me out in time. Was using a very strong foot, but it was not quite enough against this unusual Punisher, and he dies. There's the kill me. In this next fight, I am fighting a Comet. Comets can be really rough, and I hope he is blaster fit, because if he is, I can maybe out DPS him, but I see that he is pulling range immediately. So yeah, there's the thing that I see. He is rail fit. I just switched to orbit 500. Now I'm manually piloting, reloading to null, hoping I can somehow make his railguns miss. I did do a lot of damage to him initially before he pulled range, so I hope I can maybe finish him off with null, because I still have a lot of tank. My manual piloting is not really working because he has pretty good tracking on the railguns, but I'll do my best. Sometimes he gets a grazing shot in instead of hits, so it helps a bit. But I'm not getting through his armor reps anymore. Maybe if I could have stayed at 0 at him, I could have killed him, but like this, when he pulled range, I had no chance anymore, and I die. GF. Good fight. Next fight, I asked Frother if he wanted to 1v1 me, and this is actually a mirror match. He's using the same fit I am using, so it just comes down to who gets the first volley in or something. He does have a scram fitted, and he was using null from the beginning. He tried to scram kite me in the hopes that I had void loaded, but because I have a weapon, he has a scram, I can immediately get close to him, throw him down, and then put maximum void damage on him. It still takes me a bit to get through his tank. But yeah, now he has reloaded to void. He's still doing a lot of damage to me, but it's too late, and he dies. GF mate, thanks for the interesting fight. There you go. In this next fight, it is against an Atron, which should be pretty easy at least, because Atrons do a lot of damage, but the Punisher does more. He says in local he's watching the video, which is quite funny. I kill him. He was 2-1 fit, but I left the fight in here because he says he's watching the video in local, so that's pretty funny. In this next video, it is against Condor, which can be really, really rough. I thought he would be kite fit, so I couldn't have slowed him down enough with the web, but he is actually brawl nude fit, and he's putting range on me. So I will have to reload soon. I was using antimatter though, so I had a bit more range. Now I switched to null, so I can still hit him, overheat the weapons again, put more damage on him. But yeah, I don't have a scram, so at any point he can leave if he decides to. Yeah, he's slowly getting out of shields. And I'm getting him to armor, but now he decides to leave. I would have done the same, to be honest. And he warps off. GF mate. I immediately warp off as well because I have a Molos Navy and Atron on scan, which come in. And boom, there I go. In this next fight, it is against Josvis and his Firetail, which will be really interesting because with his autocannons he has a lot more range than me, and he can probably pull range on me. I have antimatter preloaded because it's the best compromise between range and DPS. With my keyboard range at 1k, he burns in. I spam my web, get it on him, and start shooting him. Seems to be orbiting me. Well, at least he's trying to. And luckily he has no nude, because that would have hurt a lot. He goes into armor. Me too, but I'm more tanky. He is wrapping though. slowly going towards hull. I'm still at 70% armor. Now I start double clicking in space to maximize my tracking. Like this, he has to follow me around and I get better hits in. Still bleeding hull, but dropping a lot. I am missing a lot of shots now. Probably if he had kept me at range, I would have died, but like this, I barely get him. GF, bye bye Firetail. Scoop the loot. And here's the kill man. He was actually dual weapon, so I had no chance on getting away from him. This next fight is against Attribution. I am not sure why he didn't have 5 drones, he was only using 4. But I wanted to have Tristan fight in here. He made the right call and immediately started pulling range from me, but he didn't scram and web me in time, so I am slowly catching up to him, and he also forgot to assign his drones on me. I was afraid he had nudes, which would have been really difficult. But like this I can now catch up to him and put those 340 DPS on him. We're still rapping a lot, but not enough. And he dies. GF Tristan. Here's the kill man. Okay, this next fight was really interesting. I knew from a previously engagement that this Damovic was kite fit, so when I asked him for a 1v1 at the Sun, and he worked to 0, I knew I had to heat my scram and put everything I had on him, and I managed to catch him before he could pull range on me. And now it's just a DPS race, and hope I have enough damage. He was doing a lot of damage to me, and he was also repping. So I was a bit nervous because the Damovic gets more damage over time, but before he gets too much damage, he dies. And there's the kill man. Here are a couple of fights against Thrashers, which are really interesting. This first one was an RT Thrasher, but he was pretty close to the beacon. I immediately start orbiting, and he starts shooting back, RT. I am in orbit by now, but he is dual web fit, so he can be faster than me and slowly pull range. But he is not hitting yet. He goes into armor, and now you see his speed is about 100 meters per second faster. I still heat my AB, but now I have to reload ammo. And I have to stop heating because I take too much overheat damage. Now he's about 200 meters per second faster and he's getting me into armor. But he dies before it matters. And there's the kill man. So against an RT Thrasher it can win. This next fight was against an autocannon Thrasher. With T2 guns. First I was just approaching to put maximum damage on him. But when I saw how much he was hitting me, I started orbiting. I got him into half shield, but he got me into half armor. Now I just hope that my blaster tracking is better than his autocannon tracking, and I can make him miss some shots. Here you see, he only gets a grazing shot, grazes, instead of straight up hits. And like that I can slowly get through him. I'm almost out of hull, when he's, almost out of armor, sorry, when he's in half hull. And he dies before I drop into hull. GF mate, super close. And finally, the last fight against the Thrasher. And this Thrasher actually had T1 autocannons, which was a big advantage for him in this fight. There was also a Comet with him, but the Comet warped off, luckily. With the T1 autocannons and Navy ammo, he was tracking a lot better than the other Thrasher. So even though I was orbiting him from the start, he did get much better shots in. And his nude was also hurting over time. Get him into armor, but I'm also at 30% armor already. 20% armor when he's in hull. I have to stop overheating my afterburner now. and he dies seconds before I drop into hull. So you see, even with T1 autocannons, he still managed to almost get me into hull. This next fight is super interesting, and I'm super proud that I won, because it is a 2v1 against a Mollusk Navy issue and an Atron. I see the Mollusk Navy is close when I land, so I immediately put maximum damage on him. And I see he only has a scram, and he's shooting railguns. That means I have only one web on me, the Atron, and I can catch up to the Mollusk Navy issue and put the damage on him. See, as soon as I'm in range, he immediately has no shields and no armor left. He is rapping a lot, but it's not quite enough. And bang, the first one dies. I switch immediately on the Atron, but the Atron was T1 blaster fit, so it was not a 2v1 but a 1.5v1. And the Atron dies as well. GF, great 2v1, that was amazing. Both kill mails, and you can watch me loot goblin. Okay, here we go, the last fight. This is against the Brutings. When I slide in, I get his LP, funnily enough. And now I just manually pilot into range with my AB overheated, and I hope I can get scram before he warps off. You see his ship is already accelerating, but I get scram before he can warp off, and now I switch to orbit 500. He deploys drones, and I start shooting those. They were only T1 drones, but I wasn't sure if his backup would be close. And so I shot his drones and hoped I could kill him before his friends arrive. The video is a bit sped up now. I think it's 2x speed, because it took me a long time getting through him. Just the usual, shoot the drones. One drone down, two drones down, switching to the third one down. Shooting him again. He is calling for help in local, but I know the Plex has finished. So nobody can warp to the Plex to help him. I say in local, please don't, it's a fair fight. Well, it's technically not fair, because he is in a battle cruiser and I'm in a frigate. But, yeah, I keep going, shooting him. Start overheating my weapons a bit. I hope he has armor fit. But now he's out of armor, and the hull is going even slower, so he's hull tanked. He is redeploying drones again, but the drones don't hit me very well, so at this point I just decide to stay on him and tank the drones till he is dead. I keep shooting. His drones got me into armor, but I still have all my armor buffer left, so I'm not too worried. 25% hull remaining, 20 now 15, 11, come on. Soon I need to stop heating, but he dies. GF, bye bye Brutix. Super interesting fight. Okay, that's all the fights I had in this little Amar frigate. It was really fun to fly and just have face-melting DPS. I did kill a few blaster comets in it, but sadly I didn't get the recordings on those, because I killed them while I was on the FanFest, and I couldn't get the recording back home from Amsterdam. So, yeah, if you have a specific fit or ship you would like to see, put it in the comments, and see you soon. Bye bye.